Am I the a-hole for telling my husband's kids how broke he was when we met after they insinuated I was a gold digger? I, 38 female, have been married to my husband, Rob, 52 male, for 4 years now. My husband's late wife died 1 year before we met, and we did it for 2 years before marriage. He has 2 kids, 28 Madison and 26 Brett. No, I am not calling them my stepkids because they explicitly told me I am not their stepmom, just their dad's wife. I didn't play a part in raising them, so I'm okay with that. It's always been a tense between us. I've tried my best to be kind to them and have been generous when I can be, but they are very cold with me. Being a child of divorce, I can partially relate to a parent moving on, so I try not to force anything. Madison recently got engaged and we are excited about it. Everyone was over recently and she asked about a wedding budget from us and Rob told her he was able to contribute $10K. She has bigger hopes for her wedding than this, so she was upset and kept asking for more. Rob, however, is still working hard on building his savings back up. Before his late wife died, he basically wiped out his cash savings, had to cash out his 401k, and even took a small mortgage on his house to cover medical costs as well as life expenses since he had to cut back on working. Eventually, he had to drop that job for a more flexible but lower paying one, so this 10K is actually really generous from him. Rob went to run an errand and it was just me and his kids. Madison then asked me if I'm going to give any addition to what her dad is giving. I told her we're a marital unit and that's what we discussed together as a reasonable amount to contribute. She then said, I should have known. Obviously, you married an older man for what he had, not for what you could give. Oh, okay, she kind of ate there. I should have, anyways. I knew she didn't like me, but this is the most flat-out rude thing she ever said. I kind of lost it and said, excuse me, who do you think has been paying the second mortgage your dad took out to pay his debt? Truth of the matter is, I make more than her father by a large margin. I have no debt and have been paying 70% of the household bills the whole time we've been married. The 10K we're giving her is available because I've been able to subsidize her father's living expenses the last few years. I made it clear that not only am I not a gold digger, I'm literally wealthier than my older husband. She called me stuck up after this and stormed out. Then she called her dad later and said that I told her that I blame her mother for being sick for not having a better wedding budget. I told him what happened and he was mad at her but also said I shouldn't have shared his financial details with his kids. So basically she's asking, is she the a-hole? I don't think OP is the a-hole at all. Sometimes, you have to tell people off. Family members, whether they be step-family members or your mom and dad or a spouse or, your cousins or your auntie. Family members are very difficult sometimes, to be honest, and they're very rude and very shady. And honestly, just because they're family members does not mean they can just say any and everything. And you just have to tell them the truth, and you have to tell them off. Like, I am not a gold digger. I'm literally helping your little daddy, the 10K you guys, because of me, so you might want to chill out. Like, I hate when people who are grown adults act crazy. Like, it is not a child who's acting out because her mom died and her dad moved on. She's literally 28. 4 years ago, when her mom died, when they got married, she was 24. 2 years before that, she was 22. A year before that, she was 20. It's not like she was a baby. What? Am I the a-hole for walking out of the bridal salon when I found out my friends were making fun of me behind my back? I have 2 friends, Gabby and Shelly. All of us are 23, if that matters. We were roommates in college and stayed in the same city after graduation. While the 3 of us are close, I've always known that Gabby and Shelly are the closest. They have a really sweet friendship. Shelly is getting married, Gabby is the maid of honor, and I'm one of the bridesmaids. Over the weekend, I went with Shelly so she could look at wedding dresses. Gabby was supposed to come with us but got called into work last minute. I helped Shelly pick out some dresses, then she went with a consultant to try them on. Shelly asked that I take pictures and videos on her phone to send to her mom and Gabby. I was getting the camera ready when a text from Gabby came through. I didn't mean to click on it and was instantly going to click back out when I saw one of my Instagram pictures in their private chat from earlier that morning. Both were making fun of me for the face I was making and my outfit choice. It didn't appear to be very good nature. I admit it, curiosity got the best of me, so I searched my name in the chat. I found multiple pictures that I, my mom, or boyfriend have posted on myself. Obviously, ripped them to shreds, ranging from selfies to post shots to even a few baby pictures. They'd also make fun of me in general in terms of the way I talk, wore my hair, and the way I ate. This went back as far as I could tell, at least a year. Y'all, this is why I don't eat in public, because I eat, like when I eat, especially when I'm eating like heavy meals or like things that are a bit more messier, I eat so weird and gross. People would be disgusted. My heart broke. It all felt so juvenile in high school. While we all joke around, I would never do this to them, nor have they ever even tried to instigate this type of conversations with me about the other one-on-one. I was in tears. As someone who was bullied all through middle and high school, it just brought me back to a horrible place. I put the phone in Shelly's purse and brought it to another employee, telling her to tell Shelly that I had to go. I drove home and had a long cry. Shelly texted me by the time I made it home asking where I went. I said I was going home and we could talk later. When she called a few hours later, she was understandably confused and hurt that I left. I told her what I found, explained that I only looked further because of the initial text I accidentally saw. She went off on me for looking through her private texts and said those were none of my business. She also told me I shouldn't have left the store without saying anything. I said I didn't want to make a scene, but also knew I couldn't fake being happy for her. Shelly told me those texts were all in good fun, and clearly she loves me because I'm going to be her bridesmaid. She added that I'm only hurt because I chose to read all those texts. Later on, Gabby called to tell me that I invaded Shelly's privacy and hurt her by walking out. No, she's hurt because y'all were talking behind her back and making fun of her. Can that possibly be the reason why she's hurt? Like, what type of next level gaslighting is this? My boyfriend and mom think I did the right thing by walking out, but obviously they're a little biased. I just want some unbiased looks. Was I an a-hole to look through the text then leave? I don't think you were the a-hole because it's not like you went in her phone to look through it purposely. It was just handed to you, and fate literally handed you that these people, like, when something is handed to you on a, what is it called, like a silver platter, you take it as it is, because clearly fate and God are handing this information to you. Like, imagine being friends with people for years and years and years and years, and later down the road you found this. Like, you found this out right now. You guys are only college friends, not like you guys are middle or high school friends. College meaning like 4 or 5 years the most. So you should be happy, and you should cut these people off. They're not good friends. Like, what do you mean you're only hurt because you chose to read those texts, not because we were making fun of you and making fun of your pictures and ripping you to shreds of your whole existence? Not because none of that. You only are unhappy and sad because you chose to read the text where we, your friends, were making fun of you and ripping you to shreds. That's next level gaslighting. If gaslighting was a thing gaslighting is a thing, but that's next level gaslighting. Like, I've never heard someone gaslight someone that bad. Clearly, they're not good friends, sweetie. You might want to get you a new batch of friends and some confidence and leave these losers alone. Am I the a-hole for storming out after my stepdad called me a piece of ass? I, 18 female, am feeling really torn about a situation that happened this past weekend and needs some outside perspective. My stepdad is a huge football fan, and every Sunday he has his buddies over to watch the game. It's been a tradition for years. As usual, I was asked to bring them snacks and drinks throughout the evening. This is something I've always done, so I didn't think much of it. However, this time things took an uncomfortable turn. While I was serving them, a couple of my stepdad's friends started making comments about my appearance. They said things like my breasts are really coming in and that I've turned into a real hottie. I was shocked and didn't know how to react. What made it worse is my stepdad's response. Instead of defending me or telling him to stop, he actually agreed with them and added that I was a real piece of ass. I was so upset and disgusted, not just with his friends, but more so with my stepdad for not only tolerating this behavior, but participating in it. In the heat of the moment, I stormed out of the house and went to stay at a friend's place. I didn't feel comfortable or safe being around them after those comments. I've been staying with my friend for the past week. Now my mom is really angry with me. She thinks I am overreacting and that I should have just ignored them. She said that that's just how men are and that I shouldn't have been rude by storming out, especially in front of my stepdad's friends. My mom believes I should apologize to my stepdad for embarrassing him. I feel like what I did was justified. My mom's reaction is making me second guess myself. First of all, don't let your mom and her insecure self. I hate women who are so insecure they're obsessed with men to the point that they will let a man do any and everything, including harm their own kids. And your stepdad partaking in behaviors like that when his friends are talking like that is not that surprising. People are who they hang out with. If you hang out with a bunch of weirdos and pervs, then that's exactly what you are, a weirdo and a perv. So for him to have friends that are willingly and openly talking about a young teenage girl like that, especially their friend's stepdaughter, clearly this is a behavior that they partake in all the time. Pervs hang out with pervs, and this is pure harassment. Your mom's a crazy lady, and you probably should, watch out from your stepdaddy, because pervs tend to perv a lot. You don't want to get, you know what? Because if this is how he thinks, if he doesn't view you as a child of his own, and he views you as, well, to sexualize you is disgusting. But on top of that, you're his stepdaughter. That's the thing. Like, to him, you should be like a child, like his own biological child. The same way that you wouldn't sexualize your own biological daughter. You shouldn't sexualize anyone to begin with. But then again, like, you wouldn't sexualize your own biological child. You know what I mean? Like, I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. Like, it's just so perverted and creepy.